This is a performing songwriter, and my name is Ray Naylor. My guest today is Nicki Sbaffoni. Nicki is a performing songwriter, but also pays the rent by singing songs others have written. She has 500 songs she knows, and at gigs, people request songs from her list. She's played her original songs at Philadelphia venues such as the World Cafe, the Tin Angel, Dobbs, and the Grape Room. I'll be back to talk to Nicki in a minute, but first, here she is singing one of her original songs here on The Performing Songwriter.
This is called Making Wishes. If I bought a star, put my name right on it, would I be luckier than you? I got the charts right here, don't know just where to find it. Can't reach a destination if you're always looking up. I know my ways, caught between oblivion and action. I've seen my name written on my star. I find myself making wishes all the time. Doesn't matter, date or the time. Well, give me any reason, a darkened headlight or brighter star. Making wishes won't change where you've been or who you are. If I take a deep breath, and if I think real hard, and if I close my eyes and open them again at the right time, is there something magical about this binary plan? There's a spirit in the numbers that I'm its biggest fan. Can't make the time fly for you if you're staring at the clock. The calendar's full of numbers, can't make you what you're not. I find myself making wishes all the time. Doesn't matter the date or the time. Well, give me any reason, a darkened headlight or brighter star. Making wishes won't change where you've been or who you are. If I take a deep breath, and if I think real hard, and if I close my eyes, I wish on the brightest star. I got an edge and know I own it, got the receipt to prove it. I just want beautiful things to happen all around me, to everyone around me. Myself making wishes all the time. Doesn't matter date or the time. Well, give me any reason, a darkened headlight or brighter star. Making wishes won't change who you are. I'm making wishes all the time. Doesn't matter date or the time. Well, give me any reason, a darkened headlight or brighter star. Making wishes won't change where you've been or who you are. Wishing won't change who you are. And I will never change where I've been or who you are. How I wonder what you are.
Nicki Sbaffoni. I said it right.
You did say it right. Good job.
Thank you. I wanted to ask you a question. You write your own songs, but you also spend a lot of your time doing cover songs at various types of venues, I should say.
That is true.
And to me, that really raises an important issue for songwriters or folk singers. And I've said this a couple times in this show. There was a friend of a lot of us in the folk world. His name was Mike Miller, and he passed away several years ago. And he would say to songwriters and just plain folk singers, if you want to make some money with your music, you just can't go to coffee houses and play at coffee houses. And he made a career of playing, in his case, playing in like schools, synagogues, retirement homes, things like that. And it sounds pretty much kind of what you do too. Well,
it's similar. I mean, I have played in retirement communities, and there certainly is an outlet for that, for a lot of community centers, those types of things. I mostly sing in bars and restaurants and cafes, a lot of shore venues. And what I found is that even though I love playing my original music, but as most songwriters will tell you, unless you catch that break, your songwriting is not necessarily going to pay any of your bills. And unfortunately, because of the shore, the fact that people are so used to going to the shore and being entertained, that moves west. So I can work 5 nights a week, year-round, 7 nights a week in the summertime, singing everybody else's music. But what's nice is that a lot of the venues that I play, I've played for many years, and the people know me, and I mixed in a lot of my originals. So I'm still performing my original music as well, but I'm singing from 5 in the evening until 9 o'clock at night, or I'm doing 10 to 2, depending on what the venue is. So that's a lot of time. That's not an original set somewhere where you get 45 minutes of your music. So there's where I love playing my own originals, but I also love being original with the covers that I perform as well. Yeah.
So you've also played at places like the World Cafe, the Tin Angel when it was open.
Yes.
What's the biggest differences between playing at those, like a listening room, versus like playing in a bar?
Right. Well, first of all, very few of the original rooms are really listening rooms. I think that's changed. I think there are some coffee houses where you can still consider them listening rooms where people are actually listening to you. But even the larger places, you have as many people showing up to be social than they are to actually see the music. So you really need to make sure, and I think this is probably an obstacle that a lot of songwriters have, is that if you want people to listen, you need to be entertaining. And I feel like that seems to be, and I think when I do the covers, it definitely helps me with my own originals as well. A lot of people write very wonderful original music for themselves, but then they'll perform and they'll be disappointed that people aren't paying attention, or they're not being given the accolades that they think they deserve because they spent so much time on this song. But the key is that if you're going to perform, you need to be a performer. You need to work on your skills of actually performing your music, and you need to be entertaining. And that's what keeps people's attention. That's what makes people say, wow, I need to shut up for a second. I need to put my beer down and pay attention to what this person is singing.
I'm glad you said that, because that's the reason I call this show Performing Songwriter, and not the Singing Songwriter. And like you've just said, I mean, I've seen songwriters who have really good songs, but they sit down and their eyes are down at the floor, and they lose the people.
Right. And it has to do a lot with the craft as well, where you'll hear someone play their original song and the first 2.5 minutes are wonderful, and then it keeps going and going and going, and next thing you know, 7.5 minutes later, and then they're disappointed that people have zoned out. If you are going to perform in front of people, you need to kind of have, I don't want to call it a pop sensibility, but it kind of is that sense that people are used to hearing a song that's so long.
And there's only so many instances of Stairways to Heaven or long Dylan songs. There are
Yeah.
very few exceptions where people have the attention span for much longer than 3.5 or 4 minutes. So there's something to be said for that. If you're going to be a performer,
Yeah.
you need to be entertaining, and part of being entertaining means getting to the point, getting your hook, and that's that.
I was at used to go to I still go there sometimes. They have an open mic, but they used to have what they call a song circle. You go around the circle, and so I was there one time, and somebody, it was somebody's turn. He was going to start playing, and I went out to get another beer, and so I'm also somebody was out there. We're talking for a really long time, and when I was kind of paying attention to the room, he's still playing. I'm thinking, wow, he's doing 2 songs. You're only supposed to do 1. He was doing the same song.
He was doing the same song. And I think where the community really needs to help, I've found I don't really have the time to go to open mics like I used to. I used to go to a lot of them and feel like the Fire has an open mic,
Right.
the World Cafe's got them. I think it's Fergie's. I've been to a number of them in the town, and I loved it because my favorite open mic in the area used to be at Coffee Works in Voorhees, New
Right.
Jersey. Excellent, and so many performers who play a lot now, like Camille Peruto, Jake Falana from Kid Felix, Jeanette Lind from Community Center. A lot of those they're all touring great. And they
Right.
started when they were teenagers playing at
Yeah.
Coffee Works. So open mics are fantastic for those types of things. But I do find that you've got a place like that, and I think Burlap and Bean had the same
Yes.
kind of feel, where it's a very nurturing community, and people could actually take criticism. If someone would show up and ask one of the older members, "Hey, what do you think of this song?" and be able to take criticism. Where a lot of other ones, you go and everybody's like, "Oh, that's fantastic. That was great. That was great." And I remember thinking that you want to applaud their talent, you want to applaud what they're doing, but some people need criticism.
Right.
Some people need to know that song, you know what, maybe you should cut that by maybe like 2.5 minutes. Or I really like the chorus in that, maybe you should repeat that. Or you know what, if you added a bridge, it would really catch people's attention more. There's very little constructiveness, and there's a lot of, oh, we're original and we're awesome,
Right.
where they're missing the point, because you still have to be entertaining, and I feel like that
Yeah.
sometimes gets missed.
Now, I was reading, I guess it was your website, where you said you quit your day job.
I
But
did.
actually, the way I look at it, you quit a job, but you started a new one.
I started a new day job, yeah.
And
Yeah.
how do you balance the business? A lot of people hate the business part
Yes.
of music business, but it's
We
called
all do.
It's called a music business for a
It
reason.
is called the music business for a reason. And I think that's, it's anyone who has a passion for something. Just because you have a passion for it does not mean you should go be a store owner with that passion, because you still have to have some kind of business sense. And that's why I recommend any full-time musician needs to make sure they have a good accountant, so that way they know what they need to do to get the business part of it. None of us like talking about money. I'll get texts and messages from fellow performing songwriters that will say, they want to know how much money I want. What do I say? Because nobody wants them to say, oh, that's too much money, but nobody wants to shortchange themselves either.
Right,
so
right.
there is the business part of it can be frustrating.
How do you
and it can be
balance?
scary. I don't really care. I guess I don't really care anymore. I think in the beginning, I probably did sell myself short a little bit, but I moved to the Philadelphia area in 2002 from the Pittsburgh area. I was born and raised in south of Pittsburgh. And I worked, at that time I was in the telecom industry, and I still performed off and on, but I didn't do it full time until a few years later. It was 2004, 2005-ish or so, that I got maybe a little earlier than that, probably 2004, that I started getting more and more shore gigs, and they were asking me to do weekdays. So, all right, do I turn down this really cool job at a bar that I know a lot of people are going to go to
Right.
and all that stuff, or do I keep this job? And I was in a really great predicament at the time where even though I had that opportunity, I also had the opportunity to move in with a friend. So my financial obligations weren't as scary as it would have been if I had, this huge lease somewhere. So it actually worked out very, very well for me to be able to quit that job and go doing the music full time.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're going to hear some more songs from you.
Wonderful.
And before that, I'm going to play actually a pretty short video promotional video of our next guest. They're coming out with their CD, and they made this little video here. Ooh. And they're called Under the Oak. It's a trio, and it is Adam Monaco. He actually does the open mic at this place called the New Leaf Club. If you've ever heard of that in Rosemont, Bryn Mawr area. Yeah. Maggie Pope and Chip Peace. So we're going to listen to that. We'll actually watch that video now, and you'll be back, Nicki.
I'll be back.
Okay.
What are you looking for? It's not enough when you're always wanting more. There's always an open door. Am I lost or am I found? I'm wandering around.
This song is called Falling All the Time. Do you have any questions you'd like to throw at me? I dominate the conversation, it comes quite naturally. I don't want to offend you, so stop me if I lose my pride. I'll lay it all on the table. There's nothing left in me to hide, to hide. So now it's your turn to say just how you feel. I'm hoping that you'll tell the truth. It'll be our deal, so give me some answers, like what you came here for, and everything you were thinking right before you walk through my door. My door. And I'm falling all the time. I'm hoping that maybe you could help me up this time. And now I know I've been so blind, stumbling around while you were right before my eyes. So do you want to ask me where I'm gonna run to next? Hopefully into your arms, that's the plan. I confess I need a little shelter from the storms in my past. So would you be my shelter from the dark skies rolling in so fast, so fast? Well, my heart breaks so fast. My last spell's been cast. Now those days have passed. My love needs to last. What more can I tell you? What's left for me to say? I gave you every indication that this whole thing could go your way. Well, I got no secrets. I left my heart out on my sleeve. There's only one thing left, my love, for you to believe. Oh, believe me. And I'm falling all the time. I'm hoping that maybe you could help me up this time. And now I might just lose my mind, thinking of all the song is called Firefly. Like a firefly caught in a restless wind, no control of my fragile wings. Which way up or down, which way left or right? Holding fast, searching for my brother's light. If you catch me, hold me gently. Please be careful to let me breathe. If my light dazzles you, if my flight hassles you, let me know, then set me free. Oh, like a firefly sparking in the trees, like a firefly floating in the summer breeze. I go where I please, where my light guides me. Little flashes of shimmer and happiness, like the moon reflected in your smile. Sometimes it fades as quickly as the light appears. Sometimes it stays. Sometimes when I'm in my glory, I glimpse my brother's light. Sometimes when the sky burns the darkest red, I feel the brilliance of flight. I feel the brilliance of flight. I feel the brilliance of flight. And like a firefly caught in a restless wind, no control of my fragile wings. Which way up or down, which way left or right? Holding fast, searching for my brother's light. Like a firefly sparking in the trees, like a firefly floating in the summer breeze. I go where I please, where my light guides me. Oh, like a firefly sparking in the trees, and like a firefly floating in the summer breeze. I go where I please, where my light guides me. I go where I please, where my light guides me. This song is called A Little More Time. I see you giving me that disapproving stare. I know it, yes I know that sometimes you don't want me there. Well, am I wrong? Am I misbehaving? Do you think I act like a child? Well, I get put on the sophisticated face for a while. That won't stop you from driving me wild. I'm a woman, yes you're a man. Don't bother to deny. You can only hide for so long. I can't get you out of
felt so good and we felt so right. Today could be the same, but you got to fight. Tonight you'll tell me it's not the same. And tomorrow, if I'm lucky, you'll give me the chance to make you want me, to make you stay. I'm a woman, yes you're a man. Don't bother to deny. You can't only hide for so long. I can't get you out of my mind. I just want a little more of your. I want a little bit more of you. I just want a little more of your time. A little more of your time. A little more of your, ooh yeah, ooh yeah, ooh baby, oh yeah, ooh yeah, ooh yeah, oh baby, a little more of your time.
That was a slide of future shows for the next couple months, and those are the last shows. We have 5 more shows after this, and then I'll be doing something else. Actually, I'm just started doing a radio program on WPPM FM in Center City in Philadelphia, which can also be seen on phillycam.org, or I should say, can be heard on phillycam.org. It's every Thursday, 3 to 5. Okay. Now, I know this is a songwriter show. We were talking about all the cover songs that you do.
Yes.
You have a list of about 500 songs.
I'm up to a lot more than that.
Are you?
Yeah.
I have a hard time remembering my own songs.
I've always had a freakishly good memory for lyrics and chords too. I think once you start performing there's only so many different chords. You can mix a lot of songs together and everything. But over the last few years, I started using my iPad, though, to be able to look up songs on the fly, and I've always been pretty good at doing that as well. So my list that I hand out at my gigs is probably, that's a little less than 600, I want to say, on that list, but my website has almost 900
Wow.
on it. Yeah, and I'm constantly adding. Every time someone requests a new song, I'm like, ooh, I can add that to my list. Very good.
And I would think that the people that are there
Yeah.
enjoy the fact that they can look through the list,
They do.
as opposed to you just singing a bunch of songs.
They do. In fact, I left my lists at a bar that I played at a few weeks ago, and I haven't had them, and I have people saying, where are your list? I need your list. To the point where they're going on my website on their phones and saying, oh, there's the list. Okay, let's, So you're doing it right whenever you've got them during your gig going to your website. So.
Are you learning? I guess you're learning new songs all the time.
All the time.
Do you have
all
any,
the time.
Do you have any time to write songs these days?
I really don't. I mean, I hate to say that, but I don't. But I have to. Most of my songs that I'm performing today as well. The one song "Firefly," that's one of my performing ones, is celebrating its 20th year. Yeah, that song.
Well, that's a good song.
That song is 20 years old. But I wish I had more time to write, and I guess it's not so much I wish I had the time. I need to sit down and make the time to do it. But I have to admit that since I was married almost 4 years ago, I'm one of those where confusion and sadness and uncertainty are probably my biggest muses, and I'm a pretty happy person these days. So happiness doesn't really inspire a whole lot of. writing.
That's true.
I need to work on that though, for sure.
Why don't you mention some of the places that you play often?
Sure. Well, year-round, I play at the Twisted Tail in Head House Square, Philadelphia. It's right off of South
yeah.
2nd Street.
Yeah.
Yep. They have a great juke joint upstairs, so they have a lot of bands, original bands, blues and jazz and whatnot. But I play every Tuesday there from 7 to 10 or so, and that's been my longest-running steady show that I have.
I know a guy who's been on the show, David Falcone.
Oh, Dave, he's
plays there.
he's amazing. Everybody loves Dave. He's so talented, and he's such a nice guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I also perform a variety of different bars and restaurants. I also perform a good bit in Bucks County with a trio. My trio is called We Three, W-E and the number 3. And it's myself and 2 gentlemen from that general area, Mike Esterbrook and Eric Berg, another guitarist and a percussionist. And it's fantastic because we all 3 of us sing. We trade back and forth songs all night. And we only do it a few times, once or twice a month, so we don't really practice. We pretty much just show up and do it, and we have a great time. But we play at a Crafty's Tap Room in 2 different places in Northeast Philly. We also play at Bernie's in Hatboro. We also play at Brook and Goblet Brewery. That's another place that I play frequently. In New Jersey, I play at White Horse Winery fairly frequently. And then once summer comes in, I'm going to be performing at my usual summer gigs will include the Dead Dog Saloon in Sea Isle City, which is crazy. That's if you want to see a cover show to the nth degree, that one is insane. That's my most energetic show that I have. This is going to be my 7th year, I believe, performing there on Saturday nights in the summer at the Shore. So they've entrusted me with a lot of responsibility keeping their people entertained and under control. But it's mostly a whole room full of hundreds of 20-somethings screaming every song at the top of their lungs, and it's very, very high energy. And then Sundays, I perform at Montreal Resorts in Cape May. There at Harry's Ocean Bar and Grill. It's one of the few, it may be the only rooftop beach bar along the beach in Cape May. And I've played there for at least 10 years at this point. I've been playing there for quite a long time as well. And I do Sunday afternoons there. But I'm always somewhere different, always working it.
And I bet you have a website that people can go to.
I do. My website is Acoustic Nicki. My name, Nicki, is spelled Nicki. And I was very, very smart thinking to get Acoustic Nicki as my domain many years ago because my last name Sbaffoni is kind of complicated. When people hear it, they don't tend not to forget it, but spelling is tough. So I've been acousticnicki.com for many years, and my web presence everywhere is at Acoustic Nicki. So on Periscope, I do live streaming on Periscope, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all of those. I'm at Acoustic Nicki. Very easy to find.
Thank you, Nicki, for coming on.
Thank you for having me. I'm so happy to get in.
Yeah.
To get in
before the end.
Before the 100th episode.
That's right. Be back in about 2 weeks with Under the Oak. See you then.